I mentioned before that there were two questions an employer might ask you about Excel, but there's also a third question. After you say, yes, you do know how to use pivot tables, the next question will be, do you know how to use VLOOKUP? Well, in about 15 minutes, you will be able to say yes. The VLOOKUP function just looks something up in a lookup table. The V stands for vertical, which means it's going to use a vertical lookup table. And most lookup tables are vertical. A phone book is a giant vertical lookup table. Once in a while, you see a lookup table that's horizontal for space considerations, but usually about 98% of tables, I would guess, are vertical lookup tables. And the lookup process is very simple. For us humans, any human can understand it. For example, here in this table, we want to get the bonus for this employee named Rodriguez. And basically, we look for his department. He's in the maintenance department, so we take maintenance. We look it up in the table of bonuses. There we see a match there, and we look see it's $100, and then we just take the $100 and we move it and put it into the yellow cell, and that's his bonus. Okay, it's a very simple process. Any human can understand that. Problem is that Excel is not a human. It's a computer program, not quite as smart as us so far. So we have to use a special format to explain what we want to do to Excel. And that format is this function called the VLOOKUP function. The function looks like this. Basically, we have four arguments. We have the lookup value, which is the thing that we're looking up. Okay, then the lookup table, it's the table we're looking up in, and then the column number of the table, which has the answer. For example, in the phone book, you have got two columns. You have the names and the phone numbers. Well, the column number is 2. It's the second column, which has the result that we want. And the last argument there is a true-false argument. That's basically whether you will accept or not an approximate match. Now, approximate matches sound good. The problem is that what we think of an approximate match is not the same thing as what Excel might think an approximate match looks like. So we have to be careful, and usually we'll say no, we will not accept an approximate match. In other words, false, we will not accept an approximate match. In actual fact, this is what the function looks like. In this case, it's looking up whatever the contents of B6 is. It's looking up in the table, which is the range of cells D12 through E16. And there's dollar signs on there to indicate an absolute reference, so that if you copy that formula, it always points positively, absolutely to those particular cells. And then it's getting the result from this second column, and false, usually false. You will not accept an approximate match. So let's go to the sheet order form 2, and we can easily just choose a particular item. So I'll choose, for example, let's say a hamburger, simple hamburger there. And I want the price to go there automatically. I'd like Excel to look up the price. I can do it here. Here's hamburger, $4.99, and I can type it in there, but I want Excel to do that. Okay, now you see we've got two lists of items here. The first list is the actual list that Shake Shack uses, but Excel's like us. Excel likes to have its list of things in its lookup tables listed in alphabetical order. Like we like to have a phone book in alphabetical order. Imagine if the phone book was not in alphabetical order. It would take you hours or days or weeks to find a particular name. So we put it in alphabetical order. It makes it a lot easier to find something. And so that's what we do here. In these blue cells, it's basically the same thing as the green cells, only it's in alphabetical order. And so what we want to do is, for this yellow cell, we want to look up, take the name hamburger, look it up in the list here, find it. There it is right there. Take that and put it into the yellow cell. All right? So let's do that. We need to use the function VLOOKUP. So what we'll do is we'll go up to the formulas tab. And the VLOOKUP is in the group lookup and reference. And there, if you scroll down, you can see, well, there's the HLOOKUP function, which again is for horizontal lookup tables. There's a lookup function. That's an old function. We don't use that anymore. It's a little too complicated to use for most situations. But if we go down a little bit, there's a VLOOKUP right there. Now, next to it is this thing called XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP is a brand new function, and you may not have it available on your version of Excel, but it's an enhancement of VLOOKUP, and it will replace VLOOKUP. It's a better function. The problem is that most people don't know about it yet, and it'll be years before people make the switch over to XLOOKUP. There'll be VLOOKUP for years and years and years to come. So let's learn about VLOOKUP, and in the future, we'll take a look at XLOOKUP when we need to. But so we'll use VLOOKUP here. Click on VLOOKUP. And we have 4 boxes in the dialog box we have to fill up. 3 of them are bold. The last one there is not. It's basically it's optional, but it's still very important, and we use it. First question here is very easy. The lookup value. What is it we're looking up? Well, it's hamburger. Okay, and again, there are 2 hamburgers here. Okay, there's the hamburger in the thing that we want to look up, and then there's the hamburger that's in the table where we find it. Well, we don't want that. We want the one to look up, because this could be changed. This could be something else in the future. So it could be a vegan burger in the future. So we're going to click on this one here. In other words, B16. All right. And because it's right next to each other, we don't need to put absolute references on there. We'll just leave it with just a relative reference without the $sign. And we'll hit the tab key on the keyboard to go to the next box. And that's table array. And table array says here it's a table of text numbers, blah, 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 which is a number retrieved. Basically, in other words, the lookup table. So what we want to do is click the blue cells right here. So I'm going to select these 2 cells here and do Control Shift down arrow. There we go. In other words, J8 through K38. And this, of course, is far away from the formula. Okay, our formula is here. The blue cells are over here. It's kind of far away. Different column, different row. So we'll put that as an absolute reference. We'll hit the F4 key on the keyboard, the function key F4. Let's click on that. That puts in the $signs like so. Perfect. And then we want to go hit the tab key to go to the next box there. Column index number. Okay, what's the result that we want to put in there? Well, it's column K, but it's like asking for a number. So we could say, well, that's 11. No, the index number, which means the number inside the table. Well, the lookup table only has 2 columns. It can't be 1 because that's where we look it up. There is no 3s. It has to be 2. If Excel were pretty smart, it would automatically put the 2 in there. But no, we'll do it ourselves. So I'll put a 2 in there. There we go. And then we got the result, 499, which that's the right result. That's perfect. Okay, but let's do the last one there. Click the tab key to go into the last box. That's range lookup. The range lookup, basically, it means that if it's true, which is the default, true, which means it will accept an approximate match. But that could cause problems because what we think of an approximate match is not the same as what Excel thinks, and better to be exact. So we're going to say false. We will not accept an approximate match. If it doesn't match up, we want to see an error message there. So we'll put in false. You could put a 0 there too, but we'll type in the word false. So we still get 499, which is fine. And then we can just accept that. We'll click the OK button to enter the formula in there, which is great. There it is. Then we'll just copy it to the rest of the cells in that column. Use the fill handle, grab it down, drag it down. Look, oh, get that. Well, we can. Okay, let's put the decimal places in there, okay? Let's go up here, go back to the Home tab. There's our little button here in the number group. Okay, this one's going to increase decimals. Well, we don't want 3 decimals. Let's go back. We'll decrease it. There we go. Now everything is 2 decimals, which is fine. Okay, very nice. Let's see if the calculations work. I'm going to change the quantity here. I'll put in maybe 2 hamburgers. Okay, hit that. Hit the Enter key. Seems to work. Seems to work. Let's try another row down here. Okay, let's go here. We'll go change that to, let's use some fries. There we go. We'll say 4 of them. 4 fries. Hit the Enter key. That seems to work. Really good. Really good. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, nice. Really nice. Well, let's get rid of this one here. I'm just going to click there, hit the delete, and click here. Change it back to the dash, meaning an empty one. There we go. And this one, we can change this one back here too. And get it all set for when the customers start ordering something. There we go. We just delete that there as well. Okay, so now our order form is all complete. It's got the data validation here to fill in the item name, and then the price is going to be automatically filled in using the VLOOKUP function there. Really nice. Excellent. Hit the escape key to accept that. And then that's it there. Okay, really nice. In our next video, we're going to look at some tips for the homework quiz.